welcome back to Source Wisdom. And today it's all about how the world is seen from Source's perspective. We begin truly with one of the most important questions of our time. Why does everything in the world seem to be falling apart? Like, how many wild media headlines have you seen just the last week, the last month? Like, why does it feel as though everything is sinking into chaos, division, and destruction? And then, what does Source say about it? Like, what is Source's perspective on it? And I want to say that Source's answer is both very clear and also deeply moving. So, for far too long, darkness has been at work on this earth. It has infiltrated systems, structures, and just human minds. And Source never really intended for us to live in suffering, control, or fear. And Source actually intended for us to live like in peace, in self-empowerment, like just empowering things like abundance and awareness. But at the end of the day, Source sees everything in balance. But let's just circle back a bit on originally how it was supposed to be like. Because at the moment, a lot of people are just questioning what the fuck is actually happening. And you're literally not alone, but it's for a very specific purpose. Talked about it 100 times, probably 1,000 times. Like, it needs us like beings to wake up the world to it, which means everything has to come up like energetically. We're raising the consciousness on earth, so that means everything is coming to light, which means there's headline over headline, them trying to control you. So, really circle back to how originally it was supposed to be, because we want to move away from the fear-based, like what's tied to the manipulation. We want to really see Source's perspective on it. So originally it was made that every single human being has their place and purpose within a harmonious community. And of course, there will be obstacles or reflections, but at the end of the day, you would understand that. So, every single person was a valuable part of the whole. But what happens? A lot of division, manipulation, and control. And humanity was slowly led away from its origin. We were conditioned to stay small, to like obey, and to believe that power always lies outside of us. But Source desires a change. It's like the time has come to step out of this matrix. And humanity is actually meant to be awakened, like to awaken to all of it, and actually moving into what we call the new earth. It's an area, it's an era that is where we truly reconnect with our true energy, like truly remember who we are, and lead this earth into a new frequency where we don't have to be divided, where we find back to unconditional love. Because Source is unconditional love and sees everything in the perspective of unconditional love. Source sees the balance in everything, meaning there's always positive and negative aspects to a situation, to a person, whatever it is, there's always the balance in it. And yeah, you might be wondering, how can Source say that when so much chaos, so much war is going on? And how you can reach that. It takes a lot to train yourself to be able to see the unconditional love in it, to truly understand how the universe actually functions, like how the universe truly functions, and how now us light beings were sent down to change it, to actually move out of it. So, for that, we need all of us. We need people who choose connection over separation. Like, we need the courageous souls who refuse to be intimidated and understand that real change only happens together. We amplify our energy. And if we bring that together, we could change the world tomorrow, literally. If all the people who would awaken to it would awaken that education, like the knowledge, is the most important thing. And I mean the knowledge about how the universe works, how you can truly make money, how you can protect your energy, how to raise your self-image, understands reflection, like all of that, all of these principles, all of the tools that Source gives us. It's just that we don't remember them anymore. It's just that the programming has blocked us from that. But that's why, like, all of our courses now here at Liberating Light Healing, that we truly focus on giving you that knowledge and also the tools back for you to empower yourself. And for you to then change the world as well. Because you are such a courageous soul who came down here. You need to imagine, your soul volunteered to came down here to change all of these things, all of the chaos, the division, the hate, the dark elite being in control. Your soul, you didn't have to reincarnate. Let's be real, you didn't have to, because you were at the point where you could choose. But you decided, your soul chose to volunteer to change this at this point in time. You need to let that sink in. Like, that is insane. So we need everyone to understand that real change only happens together. Like, in the past, wars were led by powerful rulers. And now it's time for peace to be led by powerful leaders, like light beings, by people who know the principles, like Source's understanding, no Source's unconditional love, like they are rooted in love, truth, and consciousness. Our origin canalized in healing, like in the ability to heal ourselves and others, without all of the chemicals, like without the artificial interference, but through the pure connection to Source. The natural energies that surround us, we have them all at our hands, but it's just up to us to take it, like to literally it's up to us to guide that power, to guide that light, because at its core, if you go down, even in science, like it's light, it's Source's light, it's Source. It's about guiding that. true healing, like the kind that Source intended for us, goes far beyond what we can currently imagine. And to return to that, we need to let go of almost everything we've been taught, or I would say everything you've been taught. Like, we need to question our knowledge, our beliefs, and even our definition of normal, because that's what keeps humanity small. A lot of it has never been true. It's just simply a programmation. It's simply a programming. And Source wants us to remind us on it. Children should be allowed to learn without the pressure. The school system as it is isn't what Source intended. Every soul has its own strengths, and those are what should be nurtured. We should be put on our soul mission from a very young age on, to be nurtured, to see the unconditional love, in what our human selves will perceive as weaknesses, because they aren't. They're also your strengths. We just were programmed to see them as weaknesses. That's what we would be moving into. It wouldn't be like all of the grades, exams, like the controlling in the school systems. Learning is truly joyful. It's the natural rhythm of raising your consciousness. And in the world Source intended for us, people help one another. So when someone needs to rest, there's no question, others step in. When someone pauses, that pause is respected. If they take a break, that break is respected. So no one suffers from lack of money, of competition, because that's the level of consciousness we're reaching. Like, you can do that with the right tools, with the right knowledge. You can see it, because everything exists in abundance. But because we were put into this matrix, we have lack, fear, all of these things. Obviously, you still need to earn the right of things like learning it, but learning should be joyful. As I said, Source intended it to be joyful. We just live in an artificial scarcity, and I mean artificial because it was handmade by very few people, not a lot of them. It's just made to crave sugar, all of the processed food and empty nourishment, but on the place of, because they were altered, they don't have the frequency they used to have because they were altered. And almost all industrial products are over-processed, over-sweetened, and filled with all of these additives that create dependency on taste, energy crashes, and emotional instability even. I mean, there's always, and that's Source's perspective as well, there's always a golden nugget in every single idea, in every single thing. There was a golden nugget in industrial products and everything. It's just the thing, it has been hijacked. So now we're taking that golden nugget from every single thing and we're moving that into the new earth, because we're learning the Source truth. We're raising the consciousness. And I mean, that programming happened slowly, subtle, very subtle. And until our taste, body, mind became so accustomed to the unnatural that we could no longer tolerate the natural, because it's flipped. It literally is flipped. And Source sees perfection within us, with every single idea, with every single action, with everything. Within our body, even if it's not perfect in your human self lens, like you think it's not perfect, Source sees the perfection in it. And if we change that, every single person would be so much more joyful, happy, like all of these things that you want to feeling fulfilled and everything. Unfortunately, most people have lost their inner voice, like the connection to Source, the purpose, the mission they came into, because it got hijacked. And that's what is the most disturbing thing about it, like the disheartening thing. It's that people have been brought away from their soul mission. They get together with people they weren't meant to be, they didn't have soul contracts, or get into jobs they weren't meant to be, or any of the other 1,000 things we can go into. And that's what they have been doing. But when we reconnect to Source, everything changes. Life becomes lighter again because you understand everything. It becomes clearer and more meaningful. So what starts to happen is that you begin to perceive the energies that have always been available to us, and we start to use them consciously. Source says you're not here to work just endlessly and take a 2-week vacation once a year. That was never the plan. There is enough for everyone. Enough energy, food, money, love, resources, like everything. But we have lost control over our own creative power. We were trained to work, perform, and also obey, but not to actually think for ourselves and create. And that was never meant to be our natural state. Like, Source never intended for life to be a constant struggle, in which only a few would win. If you want to reactivate this knowledge, it's already within you. Your soul has been here many times before, and it's all within you. But, like, it needs to be reactivated. We need to get you back on, like, clear your Source connection and everything. That's why we have all of our courses, like Money Mastery is on money, how you can heal your relationship with money, or rather go back into the Source knowledge and truth about money and the tools Source gives to us to create it for your life, and not just an overnight success, but like lasting things, so that you never have to fear again that the pendulum will swing the other way. It's all about no longer living in lack, but in Source connection, like in the unconditional love. Look at another thing, look at your body. From childhood on, we were told that aging is inevitable, that we'll grow frail, need medication, 100 medication, and like 100 different sorts of medication, and maybe be lucky to reach like 80, 90. But that story is literally just collective belief. Our body ages like it does because we believe it does. Only around 3% would be our body aging as it does now. It becomes sick because we believe sickness is normal, or we have reflections. And then the body just shows us, but the thing is, because almost no one has the knowledge to actually heal themselves, to understand reflection, to understand what Source intended, it doesn't happen. So Source sees it differently. Our body is capable of full regeneration, of renewing cells, renewing organs. You can heal like wrinkles. You could even at some point alter things on your body if you desire to, but coming from a balanced way, not an imbalanced way, meaning you think you have to alter yourself to be valuable, to be enough, to be loved and everything. So when we feel it right frequencies, have the energy work, the knowledge and everything, then the game changes for us. But even that knowledge has been taken from us. We are told too much sun is dangerous, too much vitamin D harmful. Like, don't think for yourself, or don't earn a lot of money, that's selfish, you're greedy, or you're a bad person if you're a millionaire, multimillionaire, a billionaire, whatever. In truth, we need the opposite. We need light beings earning a shit ton of money, to be honest, because it amplifies our missions. It makes us a platform. It's just energy. We need movement. We need pure food. We need that energy. We need the sun. We need all of that. We need to know how to call our energy back. All of that. Our soils are depleted. Our food is manipulated. Our medication is manipulated. We have chemtrails. We have 100,000 things they're doing to keep us small. But only by you hearing this, that just shows how a courageous soul you are, how incredible special you are, how deep your connection with Source runs, how you will change the world, how you're already changing the world, how you've already been changing it since you were born. You've always known you're meant for more, and you literally are. It's your soul mission to change the world in however the way your soul chose it to be in this lifetime. And that's incredible special. No one else could do it like you. And I think with that, we can leave like part 1. There will be a part 2, definitely next week or some way. So I think I just really want to give that back to you, because I'm so deeply grateful for everyone listening to this, like recommending it to other people. Like, it's insane. It's like literally, like, I'm having tears in my eyes. It's like so grateful that Source's knowledge can be spread like this. That just Source truth and like that light can be spread. We can all heal ourselves. We can change our lives, and we're changing others' life. So thank you, really thank you for everything. And I hope you have the best week ever.